patriots. Now that we're up, there's a need for us to connect the dots. You see, when you wake up, some of us, when we wake up, we get up pretty quickly. But most of us, we get up and we have to take the sleep out of our eyes, and we're groggy. And right now, most of us who are in America are waking up, but we're still groggy. We have not connected the dots. What we need to do is to see and recognize that the deep state and the previous administration, which attempted to do a coup d'etat of our duly elected president, and then they tried to impeach him. And then right before our very eyes, they are trying now, the same crowd, to do a coup d'etat on our Constitution and our liberties through deception and misinformation and manipulation of crises. They are redefining our liberties, our rights from underneath us, and are destroying our economy through fear-mongering and unconstitutional edicts. The progressive movement and the liberal left have pulled the covers off of their dark agenda right before us in America, and we see it, and it's wide open for us to see. This plan is clearly before us. The total dismantling of our Constitution and the corresponding liberties that go along with it. Through incrementalism and gradualism, they have moved our society into the hands of a monster bureaucracy, maneuvering and manipulating crises to rob us of our God-given liberties. Through fear and false flag situations, that's right, they have expanded government into every aspect of our lives. We're witnessing GMO foods. They're telling us what kind of light bulbs we can buy, what kind of toilet stool we should have in our homes, whether or not we can grow our own gardens at home, and if we can homeschool our children. And now they are taking over our health care and threatening forced vaccination and mandated medicine. We are at a pivotal point in our nation's history. Thomas Jefferson said this, and I want to know if it applies to you. He says, accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the form to which they are accustomed. Those descriptions describe who you are. Are you willing to suffer under the oppressive hand of a socialistic attempt to try to undermine our Constitution? Who seek to enslave us and to change our economy? No. Men and women, we're at a strange and unusual point. I want to ask you a question, and I'm not looking for an answer, a quick answer here. Why are you here? Why are you here? The quick answer, listen, the quick answer is because there is an intrusion, an encroachment, and all-out assault on our liberties. That's the quick answer. And by every expanding effort that they have, they are looking to usurp our Constitution. But that's the quick answer. But may I say to you, it's more than that. We are here because we have traded our God-given rights and our fundamental principles of our nation for materialism and self-aggrandizement. We have given up and embraced a human secularistic idea and traded in our God-given rights for political correctness. We as a nation have dumped God and embraced Marxism and Freud and Darwinism. And we have allowed the godless to represent us in the halls of Congress and in state government and city hall. We did that in pursuit of the American dream. You see, sometimes the American dream is only happening to those who are asleep. But now that you're up, and you see that the Marxists and the Darwinists and the Freudians have taken over, and they're moving us away from our God-given principles. We have slept when our nation and our morality has been redefined. When gender is no longer an option, it is now whatever you declare it to be. Marriage defies the definition of one man and one woman. We have evicted God out of the public square. And in a word, men and women, we have been deceived by hedonism and materialism and the American dream. It's time for us to wake up. We have been deceived, and that deception has caused us to break with our shared meaning of the past. Our shared meaning of the past has its roots in the laws of nature and of nature's God. And we have turned our backs on it. And we have embraced secularism. How do you define secularism? It is the process by which the religious ideas and institutions and interpretations have lost their social significance. We no longer consider God and the principles of God. We are now embracing secularism. That's why we're here, because we allowed that mess. But now that you're up, it's time for you to research what's happening to us so that our actions can be targeted and specific. It's time out for fake movements that get up only because we think our economy is in trouble. It's more than our economy that's in trouble, men and women. The very soul of our nation, the very soul of our nation is in trouble. And our children have abandoned our Judeo-Christian heritage to the embracement of a doctrine that is anti-God, a socialistic, communistic Marxist. I'll end with this. It was Joseph Stalin who said this. He said, America's strength is its patriotism, its spiritual life, and its morality. Its patriotism, its spiritual life, and its morality. If we can undermine them in these three areas, America will collapse from within. And I submit to you right now what you're hearing in the halls of Congress with Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff, what you hear in their voice is the collapse of America. But we can stop it. We can stop it now. It doesn't take a majority to win, Samuel Adams said, but an irate minority keen on setting brushfires of freedom in the hearts of men and women. It's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to push back. Push back. Push back. Push back. Push back.